Hi friends, and welcome back to Gardening Suburbia. My name is Amanda and I'm a gardener here in Zone 6 in Cincinnati, Ohio. I guess I could include homesteader in that. Today we're just gonna go ahead and harvest the last of this year's peppers. I am waking up with the morning temps at about 45 degrees Fahrenheit, and peppers typically get pretty sad once we start to get below 40. So if you can see behind me, a lot of these pepper plants are starting to see damage, wear and tear. They're curling, they've got spots, and a lot of that is because of the weather. So we're getting into the fall. Here in Ohio, peppers are not perennial plants. If you go somewhere where it's nice and warm, peppers can actually be perennials. A few years ago, I did an experiment where I actually took my pepper plant, I chopped it down until it was just a few main stems. I repotted it, well, cleaned off the roots, repotted it in some fresh soil, and brought it inside to overwinter. I went ahead and I brought that pot outside the next spring, and that plant grew all of its foliage back. From what I've read, pepper plants can be perennial for 4 or 5 years, depending on how you treat them. I don't know that I'm going to be doing that experiment again this year. So I'm just gonna go through and I'm gonna harvest all of my peppers. I've taken my sweet time this year getting this last batch of peppers, and I could have harvested some of these a little bit sooner. So these ones are jalapenos. I've got 2 or 3 different varieties that I planted this year. I got the Jalafuego jalapeno pepper. I've got a jalapeno M, which is a hybrid from Haas Tools. And I believe there was one more variety of jalapeno that I had. I can't quite remember what it was. So, cool thing about jalapeno peppers is you can pick them when they're young and green, or you can pick them when they are red, and these are now chipotle peppers. So, I haven't quite decided what I'm going to use these for. What I can say is that I don't believe that the corking or the veins, the little brown striations on these guys, they don't affect the heat like some may say. Although when you allow your pepper plant to produce peppers and then go ahead and mature to full maturity, these peppers are going to produce a different flavor profile than those that are still immature. So the flavor profile is going to be a little bit different on these red jalapenos than the green ones. I probably will end up making just some pickled jalapenos because we like to use those in my chili for the winter season. Chili is a go-to because it's kind of easy. You can throw everything together in the morning and then just kind of leave it be throughout the day and let it cook. And then when it's time for dinner, you can sit down, have a good bowl of warm, hearty chili. I think I do actually have a my chili recipe on the channel, so I'll link it up below. So we're gonna go through and we're gonna get the rest of these peppers. I already went through and harvested all of the jalapenos. So the last peppers we have are just some sweets, some shishitos, a whole lot of sugar rush peach, and then some odds and ends throughout the garden. So we do have a large variety of peppers on my Greenstalk. We've got some banana peppers, some of which probably could have harvested a little sooner, but it has been such a crazy whirlwind of a month, a week, I don't even know anymore. So The last I was on here was probably about a week ago. I'll grab my harvest basket. And I apologize for that, for the inconsistency. I do appreciate you guys being patient with me. This is not a full-time job. I don't get paid to do this. So I am doing this in all of the free time that I have, which is not very much. But last week I worked overtime on my regular job, and I also signed myself up for a Yelp Cincy treat swap for the Yelp Elite. So I don't really know how to describe what exactly they do, the Yelp Elite, but I do have some photos from that event that I'll go ahead and put somewhere on the screen so you guys can see what I've been up to. But I did that event. I just tore the entire branch off. I did that event, and I handed out cookies and just kind of gave my spiel of what I'm trying to do. That being share sourdough goodies with everyone, as well as gardening, homesteading content, grow my channel, kind of expand into livestock eventually. Not anywhere close to that because I'm still at a rental property, but just kind of share a little bit with people. It was really awesome. I got to meet a lot of really lovely people, and I got to share delicious cookies with them. So, did that on Thursday, and then I actually volunteered to take a spot off of a friend, a vendor spot for a market, because they didn't have any honey to sell, and so they asked me if I wanted the spot, and I said yes. So that entailed getting myself ready, baking a whole slew of things, and then doing that. So it was just an incredibly busy week, and I didn't really have time to pick up the camera and say hi to you guys. So hi friends, I hope you guys have been doing well, especially with at least everything in the US that's going on. I feel like there's a lot. I've been extremely overwhelmed by everything that is happening, but I kind of wanted to get in the garden and just kind of breathe a little bit, harvest some peppers, and not think about all of the things that could be done in the garden, but just harvest a lovely basket of something to bring inside and make something delicious with, and relax, because I think that'll be good for me. I don't know about you guys, but I have the tendency to take on more than I can actually handle, and sometimes I just need to tell myself to sit down and do nothing, which is really hard because I try to do it all. So we're just gonna harvest some stuff, take it easy. I don't think I'm going to be processing any of this tonight. No, I'm not going to be processing any of this tonight. I will put this on the table to be processed this weekend, which is coming shortly. Probably, well, actually, you know, Thursday. Thursday I am doing a half day because, again, I signed myself up for something else. I'm going to be a speaker, or I guess a moderator, for a panel about Mother Nature and how to grow with nature, or I can't exactly remember what the topic title was, but it's just growing your business, being an entrepreneur, and just growing, how to grow your business. And so I get to be in the presence of a lot of lovely ladies who have grown fantastic businesses, and kind of pick their brain, as well as let the audience members get the chance to pick their brains as well. So I think it's going to be fun. It is going to be a little nerve-wracking because I'm not typically the person that volunteers to talk in front of crowds. I don't think that our event or our speaking session will have tons of people. I think it's going to probably be around 20-ish people in the audience. So we'll see how it goes. I'll touch base with you guys afterwards. Alright, so this is my Sugar Rush peach plant. Like I said, I've kind of neglected the garden the past few, probably the last few weeks. We went it through and we fixed that trellis together like last week, and it already has fallen over again. So I feel like I've given up hope on fixing it. It is, I think, garbage for real. So just trying to take it easy, do the best I can, and just at least make sure I get my harvest. So these Sugar Rush peach peppers, I think I'm going to be making into hot sauce because we have so many of them. Last year I used them in a batch with peaches to make Sugar Rush peach pepper peach jam. I don't know how to make that sound right. So I still have a abundance of that in my pantry, so I don't need to really make more of that, because what's the point of having 30 some odd jars of peach jam, peach pepper jam? That's not exactly what I need to use my jars for. I could, I guess, also try pickling these. They are kind of spicy. They're definitely spicier than that of like a jalapeno. So I don't know. I haven't quite decided. They do kind of have a citrusy flavor. So I'll have to figure out what I'm gonna do. I mean, I could just stick with the hot sauce, 'cause I think that'll be fun. Some of these peppers have already started to kind of dry and dry up on the plant. These guys I'll go ahead and just like use a sewing needle to string them, and then I'll let them dry in my windowsill, and I'll make pepper flakes out of them. I do use a ton of that. That's a cricket. Hello. Don't worry. And I actually think I'm all out of my pepper flakes. I made a batch of homemade dried pepper flakes from the garden quite a few years ago, and I don't know that I have any more, so that might be actually a good use for them too. I think I need another basket. Alright, so we've got harvest basket number 2. I don't know if there's going to be that much more to harvest. I know I have some pepper plants in this brassica bed over here. There is my lovely trellis. It is no longer trellising. There are just a couple of things I want to show you guys in the garden that have been quite lovely and I've enjoyed. And it just kind of goes to show how resilient the garden is, how much it wants to grow, and it's just kind of funny how the things that we put so much time and effort into, sometimes they don't need any push or shove from us. They'll go ahead and grow by themselves. So in one of my compost bins, I threw in all of my scraps of tomato skins, seeds from a big tomato harvest that we actually, I think, did together. And those tomatoes actually grew. And that was long enough ago that I think that they're starting to set flowers. So over here by the flower bed, we've got my compost bin. Look at these. I did not plant these. Look how happy they are. Looks like they've got potato leaves. I have no idea what varieties these are because those are from the tomatoes that I had gotten from a local farm. And they were just for sale per pound. You can kind of see all of the tomato scraps in there still. And all of the little baby tomatoes. Makes me sad because I would have been so ecstatic to have free tomatoes. We'll see if these guys will actually be able to set these fruit in time before the cold. They probably won't, but it's been really awesome to just kind of see these guys grow. And I have done absolutely nothing. They have soil from old potatoes, and then we had all of that rain. It's the only reason that they're here. And then the last lovely thing, not the last, but the other lovely thing that I wanted to show you guys was this flower over here. So this is all of the Bishop's Children mix. Look how pretty that is. This is the most unique dahlia that I've grown. Well, it's unique compared to the other ones that I've grown. So this one actually has darker foliage than my other varieties. And I think it's my only yellow orange one that I have. All of my other ones are like pinks and purples. So this is one that I picked up from a greenhouse, and the hopes that I would be able to save the tubers and then reproduce them next season. So it's gotten a few blooms on it, which has been really nice. I feel like all of the dahlias have been super slow to grow this year, or at least bloom this year. Let me not get too distracted, and let's get back to finishing the pepper harvest, because I could just ramble all day about the garden if I really could. All right, friends, so I think that is I think that is all I have in me for today. So we've got this one's a heaping basket and a humble basket of some beautiful peppers. I just want to say I hope you guys are doing well. I hope that you and your families are in good health. And that you're staying safe out there. especially those of you who are in Florida. I have a best friend who lives in Florida, and so I'm constantly checking on her, especially during hurricane season and with all of the craziness. So I hope you guys are doing well, and I just want to send well wishes your way for today, tomorrow, and all future days. If you guys want to watch any of my other content, I will go ahead and post a video up here for you guys to enjoy until my next upload. I will try my best to upload. I'm not going to make any more promises. I am going to just, as it comes to me, as I have the time, I will be making uploads. I'm not going to say every other day or even once a week. We'll see what happens. I just am very grateful for you guys to be here. It really does mean a lot to me. So I will see you guys in the next video.